The Battle of Worcester, fought on September 3, 1651, was the final and decisive engagement of the English civil wars, marking the end of royalist resistance and securing Oliver Cromwell's dominance over England. The battle was the culmination of Charles II's desperate attempt to reclaim the English throne after the execution of his father, Charles I, in 1649. Following the royalist defeat at the Battle of Dunbar in September 1650, Charles had retreated to Scotland, where he was crowned King of Scots at Scone on January 1, 1651. Encouraged by his Scottish supporters, he launched an invasion of England in August 1651, hoping to rally royalist sympathizers and march triumphantly to London. However, his expectations proved overly optimistic. The English populace remained largely indifferent, and few royalist supporters joined his cause. His army, composed mainly of Scottish troops and a small number of English royalists, numbered around 16,000 men. Meanwhile, Oliver Cromwell, commanding the new model army and supported by regional militias, moved swiftly to counter the invasion. His forces, totaling approximately 28,000, were better supplied, highly disciplined, and vastly superior in numbers. Charles led his army southward, but as he advanced, Cromwell cut off potential sources of support and blocked reinforcements. By the time Charles reached Worcester in late August, his army was isolated. He chose to make a stand in the city, strengthening its fortifications and positioning his forces in defensive lines along the River Severn and the River Teme. Worcester, however, was a poor strategic choice, as it was surrounded by rivers and had limited avenues for escape. On September 3, Cromwell launched a coordinated attack from multiple directions. In the morning, Parliamentarian forces crossed the River Severn at Upton and forced their way towards the city, meeting fierce resistance from Scottish troops under Major General David Leslie. Meanwhile, Cromwell personally led an assault on the eastern side of Worcester, engaging royalist defenders in hand-to-hand combat. The fighting was intense, with royalists making several determined counterattacks. The Parliamentarians, however, had the advantage of numbers and superior organization. The key moment of the battle came when Cromwell's forces seized control of the Sidbury Gate, breaking into the city itself. At the same time, Scottish cavalry under Leslie attempted a breakout across the River Teme but was driven back by Parliamentarian artillery and cavalry charges. As the royalist defences collapsed, the battle turned into a rout. Thousands of royalist soldiers were killed or captured. Charles II, realizing the battle was lost, fled with a small group of loyal followers. His escape became legendary. He spent the following weeks in hiding, famously taking refuge in an oak tree at Boscobel House before eventually making his way to France. The defeat at Worcester crushed royalist hopes of reclaiming England by force. The aftermath was brutal. Thousands of royalist prisoners were either executed, transported to the American colonies as indentured servants, or forced into exile. The battle solidified Cromwell's control over England, effectively ending the royalist cause and allowing him to establish the Commonwealth. Worcester was not only a military victory but also a symbolic moment, the final blow to the monarchy's attempt to reclaim power.